Prime and composite with squares. I'm just going to talk a little bit today about how we figure out if a number is a prime number or a composite number using squares. Now, as you know, a prime number is a number that can be divided by itself or by 1. And a composite number is a number that can be divided by more than just itself and 1. So let's take a prime number, 5 in this case, and we're going to try to we're going to go ahead and divide it up into the different ways it could be divided up. Well, we know that 5 can only be divided by itself or 1. So either we get 5 divided by 1, which is this first figure here, or we can divide 5 into 5 pieces. In that case, we would get 5 smaller squares. So we can pretty much only divide it up in 2 different ways, and that's because it only has 2 factors. Now let's take a look at our composite number. In this case, we're going to be using, just as an example, we're going to be using a 6. So we know we have 6 squares here, and they're kind of packaged up into one whole. So let's go ahead and just take that apart. So one way we can do that is we can go ahead and take it apart into 2 pieces. So let's divide 6 by 2. And we would end up with 2 sections that look like that. And now that's one way to divide up 6. And so far we have this original way, and we have this other way. So 6 divided by 2. Now let's go ahead and divide 6. Let's see if there's any other ways to do this. We know we can also divide 6 by 3. So we would end up with something like this. These aren't perfect squares, but you get the point. And we also know, and so that's another way to divide up. We also know that there's one other way to divide up 6. We can divide 6 by 1. Or sorry, we can divide 6 by 6. And then we would get 6 pieces. So in that case it would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just kind of like we did up here earlier. So as you can see, there's a difference. In a prime number, we know there's always going to be 2 different ways divided up. So that's because there's 2 factors. So 2 factors. And in a composite number, we know there's always going to be, or not always, I guess, in the case of 1, but almost always going to be more than 2 factors. And that's just another way of figuring out prime and composite. Now, you're not going to want to be doing it with little squares when you get up into the 20s and 40s and hundreds and such. But it's just kind of a good way to grasp the concept and make sure you understand what prime and composite mean. Oh, and it looks like I even spelled composite wrong there. So get down there and fix that. Okay. So yeah, that's it.